Right before Tesla lowered their prices pretty significantly in Australia, electric car sales skyrocket. They have now hit a brand new record. A record that, well, I don't think anyone saw coming. Killing off hybrids. Well, maybe not killing them off, but taking their title as the most favoured form of battery-powered vehicles in Australia. Australians, there's a lot of Australians that say electric cars can't work in Australia. They still say this. It's very common. But in spite of that, Australians are buying EVs in record numbers. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. It was great for me to see this news. I love waking up, reading this kind of news. Fortunately, we have a fantastic website called The Driven here in Australia who can provide us with this news. Now, I saw some of this stuff in different places. You've got some various car websites here in Australia, but fortunately, The Driven actually puts this stuff together for us in order to actually break down what is going on here in the Australian car market. The Australian car market is very interesting. We've got now two big car companies, Tesla and BYD, that are starting to really rocket up the ranks in terms of manufacturers in Australia selling cars. I'm not just talking about EVs. I'm talking about the entire market here. I mean, Australia was a market where everyone's just written it off. They're a bunch of backwards bogans who they're not going to take on it, start buying EVs. But now, thanks to largely Tesla, BYD, and I think soon MG, that narrative it's going to be just completely turned onto its head. Really cool stuff here. Really cool. EV sales have now hit around 7% market share in Australia. This is about double where we're at the same time last year. Now, think about this, right? We're double this year. We see double next year. What do we hit? 14%? Double the next year? 21%? Double the next year? Before you know it, within the space of only a few years' time, we're going to hit 50% market share here in Australia. It will almost certainly happen within the next 5 to 6 years. At least that's what I'm saying. What do you think? Let me know your thoughts. Battery electric vehicles have overtaken hybrid cars for the second month in a row in Australia, leading Toyota to have a mental breakdown. They're now seeing council, no, just kidding. Obviously Toyota they're the hybrid kings. They say that EVs won't work. There's not enough lithium in the world, even though Chinese battery manufacturers and Chinese lithium producers would completely disagree with that. In fact, Chinese lithium producers have just turned off the taps. They're actually stockpiling and stopping EV lithium production because the prices have come down so much this year. Prices down 65%. Anyhow, my point is, EVs are possible. Tesla, BYD, and MG are making it happen in a country that is, well, there's more vast space to drive here in Australia than any other country. We have a very small population. There's only 25 million people in one of the world's biggest countries. So yeah, you can see why there's massive challenges with EVs, but they're still being overcome here. The latest official data released by the Australian government shows that 6,612 EVs were sold in Australia in the month of March, dominated by Tesla, of course. And what this means is that the sale of hybrids, which totaled 5,247, has been eclipsed again by EVs. For the first quarter of 2023, the sale of EVs overtook hybrids, 17,400 versus 16,000. This is what I said about when General Motors overtook Toyota. When Toyota first sold more cars in North America than GM, well, everyone said this is the end for General Motors. Toyota are taking their title. I mean, GM has had this title now for 100 years. But the truth was, GM were making EVs and Toyota wasn't. That's why I said that will never happen again. Here, with EVs, we're never going to see hybrid cars sell more than EVs ever again because the tide is turning. Put it this way, only 1 year ago, hybrids outsold EVs 3-1. 3-1. We've come from 1 year ago, 3-1, to now EVs outselling hybrids. That's an incredible transformation, especially when you consider the fact that this is just the cusp. I mean, there's EV manufacturers that they want to bombard the Australian car market with cars because they're losing money on these cars in China, massive amounts of money. More than 2,000 dealerships closed because they're making losses in China. We're looking at billions of dollars in losses in China. So the Chinese now have even publicly admitted, yeah, of course, we're coming after Australia. I mean, how will these car companies in Australia, which are dominated by Japanese car companies, how will they deal with that? They won't. They don't have any choice. They don't have any EVs. I mean, here's what the FCAI chief executive, Tony Weber, said. I mean, it's basically the government, essentially. He said EVs are very popular. If people can find one they can afford, they will choose that over a fossil fuel alternative. So once there's more alternatives, what's going to happen? Well, I think it's very clear. It's happening now. The growth demonstrates that when Australians can afford an EV which suits their lifestyle, they will buy them, Weber said. Now, he also said that the top 3 best-selling vehicles in March remained pickup trucks, because there are no actual electric pickup trucks yet in Australia, but there's some coming. I'll have a new video about those pickups when I think they're going to be coming very soon on the channel, so stay posted. The Tesla Model 3 was the best-selling passenger sedan in Australia once again. Now it's been that way for a few months. It came in at 11th place overall on the overall car sales charts, because the Australian car sales charts are dominated by pickup trucks and SUVs, big ones, which is why the Model Y is doing so well. It came in at number 5. It was 3rd last month, 3rd the month before that. 2,000 deliveries of the Model Y. But now the thing is, it's about to change, right? We're about to see new cars coming. MG4, that's coming very soon. BYD Dolphin coming very soon. There's other EVs coming very soon. Tesla just reduced their prices. I made a video about that if you want to see the reductions in price. Plus the new Model Y, the long range model. There's going to be a lot more sales as a result of that new model, plus the price reductions. I'll put some links in the description, by the way, to that video. But the thing is, keep in mind, right? Tesla are increasing production in Shanghai. And because there's so much competition in Shanghai, because Tesla can probably make more money selling these cars to Australians, they're going to probably start prioritizing New Zealanders and Australians, I think, because they can make more money from them. And there's going to be a lot of demand. So they'll send more cars here this year. The consumer preference to utes and SUVs is an important factor to consider as we journey to a zero-emission light vehicle fleet, because these vehicles are more difficult and expensive to electrify, Weber said. Are they difficult? Are they expensive? Yes. Are they difficult? No, absolutely not. If Ford can damn well do it, then yeah, it's not difficult. But is it hard to make a profit doing it? Well, yes, obviously. Ford are saying they're losing $20,000 per car. That's the challenge here. Can Chinese automakers overcome that? Absolutely. Battery prices are already down 20% this year. Lithium price down 65%. That's going to have a huge flow-on effect to the battery costs. Therefore, electric pickup trucks will be mainstream by the end of next year. That's soon, I know, but it will happen. Some electric utes are now offered on sale for sale in Australia, but most consumers are waiting for models like the Cybertruck, Rivian's R1T, maybe an electrified Hilux or electrified Ford Ranger. Then there's other electric vehicles coming from BYD and other Chinese manufacturers. So what's been happening to these Japanese automakers who are making hybrids? Well, their sales in those sectors have declined by 30% from March last year. They're down more than 20% so far this year as well. They're just giving up market share voluntarily. This is their own choice. Plug-in hybrid vehicles, dominated by the Mitsubishi Outlander, saw an increase in sales this year, but they're still very small numbers. Tesla led EV sales with 3,578. But unlike the previous 2 months, the Model Y surpassed the Tesla Model 3 in sales. BYD delivered 1,061 of the Atto 3 during the month. Who else did well? Well, the other car that did okay was the Polestar 2 with 212 deliveries. Then in 5th place, surprisingly, was the BMW iX with 114 and the Hyundai Ioniq 5 with 112. Kia EV6 only 75. It's been a really strange few months this year. Kia EV6 sales. I mean, it's a brilliant EV, but sales are just falling through the floor all over the world. Kia, what is going on? Aussies want more of the EV6. I've seen a few around. People love them. Bring them to Australia. What are your thoughts on that? Would you buy an EV6 or a Hyundai Ioniq 5 if it was available here at a price that you thought was reasonable? Let me know in the comments. My friends, thank you for watching. This is fantastic news. I'll see you again on the next video. Bye-bye.